Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to remove and paint. Oops, wrong side. Your tweeter trim. That's right guys, we are ending the war on boring Toyota silver trim one piece at a time. Today, tackling those tweeter rings. And obviously I have already removed the door panel on both sides of the truck. To get to this point, I have a full tutorial video showing you what you need to do. Check that out, linked right above. Go ahead and flip it upside down so you have good access to the back of the speaker ring right here. Now this is just clipped on. There are silver tabs here, and here. You can see you can depress those, but first these little green areas, it looks like Toyota melted some glue, or that actually feels like plastic. Instead of just putting like pegs in there, you can pinch and push out. So you do need to push these out individually. Just give it slow and steady pressure with like the tip of a Phillips head screwdriver or something like that. I did that on the other door and it worked fine. Just make sure you're not pushing so hard that when they do release, you end up pushing this and breaking one of the clips for the speaker ring, because I would imagine this plastic right here is very fragile. And actually my speaker ring shot out pretty quick since I had not already like loosened up or depressed the silver tabs when I pushed that final green tab through. Thankfully it didn't break, so just be aware of that. Maybe have your hand on the back to catch it in case that happens to you. Now for the next step, it depends on what you want to paint. I'm just going to paint the outer silver ring here, like a matte black or flat black. If you don't want to paint the middle grid right here, which is already black of course, instead of taping that off, there are some plastic tabs. They're really on there kind of light. I can just use my thumbnail and just go around and push those out. Boom, and you can see the middle part does come out. So if you wanted to paint this a different color, you could go ahead and do that as well, but today I'll just be doing the outer ring. And you guys know the routine with painting by now. First, go ahead and clean off the surface with rubbing alcohol with a microfiber towel. Always recommend using microfiber towel versus like a paper towel, because a paper towel could leave little pieces of paper towel on the painting surfaces once that dried. Now this is not exactly a high traffic area, so I'm going to skip the primer stage, especially because the flat black paint I'm using is actually paint and primer in one. But for other stuff, a few coats of primer is always good. So I'm going to do the first coat of the paint, light coat, about 15 to 20 minutes in between drying time for the coats, and then followed up by 3 or 4 more light coats, and we should be good to go. And again, since this isn't a high traffic area, I'm not going to worry about a clear coat. And here's how they're looking after 3 coats of paint. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop right there for the painting because they are looking fantastic. And you guys can just simmer down now with the extra coats of paint. Again, this is a interior application, not a high traffic area. This should be fine. Let them sit for a few hours and off gas, or maybe overnight. I never like to put freshly painted stuff right on the inside of the truck to get all those fumes on the inside of the cab, but with quarantine, ain't like I'm going anywhere anyway.
He ain't going nowhere. Where you going? Nowhere.
Alright guys, here's the finished product with the mesh grid on the inside of the ring reattached. Looking pretty good. Quick tip to get this reinserted. You see there is this like 2 tabs right here. Get those lined up on the bottom with the 2 tabs right there so it splits it on either side like this, and press that in. And you'll hear it click, and just go around until everything's tight with all the tabs. And there you go. Just want to give you that quick tip because it is a little weird since it is concave, convex. I don't remember the difference, but it's a little rounded. You can see right there, it doesn't just flat back in like a flat piece. And when you are getting these back in, they are side specific for the door. The lines right through the grid right there do go, I guess, parallel to the ground to help you get it aligned. Make sure you get, and if the color's the same on yours, the green glue or plastic tabs that were holding this in from Toyota. Make sure those are shaved down nice and flat so they don't stick out. And if you just press it in, it'll sit flush and it'll click a little bit, but it's not really seated in there. You can easily press it from the back to pop it back out. So I'm gonna get my glue gun and attach some glue wherever the green was on the back just to hold everything in place, since I know I'm not gonna be removing these anytime soon. All right, everybody, that will do it for this quick tutorial video. Comment below, let me know what you think, if you enjoyed it, and if you plan on doing it yourself. And I would assume most of you are probably going to go with black for the tweeter ring color, but if you want to go with something else, I'd love to hear about that too, so go ahead and comment below. As always, thank you so much for supporting the channel by watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in the next video.